How to manage your tasks using Motion. Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you are doing great. In this video, I'll be talking about task management and how to actually use Motion for task management. So, if you didn't know, Motion is a platform that is going to help you plan your work and manage your work in general with your team members and all of those things. So, you get project management, task management, and more stuff as well. It does provide you with multiple tools to help you out with your management, including AI. So it's going to be really, really helpful. And you can also have more than just one user use your Motion account. So you can actually cooperate with your co-workers basically and be able to manage the projects yourselves. You can just go to usemotion.com to get started, and you can read more about the features and use cases if you want to learn more about Motion. Now, one more thing before even get started, I just want to show you one more thing is that it is not for free. It's not a free platform. You can actually go ahead and try it for free, test and see whether it's good for you or not. But eventually you will need to upgrade. You have two plans, either the individual plan where you can work for yourself or without any other members, or you can actually go for the team plan and you can just pay $12 per user per month. I'm not going to compare them. I'm just going to dive into how to actually manage your tasks with Motion. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So to get started, just go to usemotion.com, click on try Motion for free. Again, you can just go ahead to try it for free, test things out before you actually commit to subscribing. And then you can just go ahead and sign up using one of these methods here. I'm not going to bore you with the whole signing up process. I'm just going to do it myself and show you how to manage your tasks in the dashboard after we sign up. Okay, so once you finish your signing up process, you should find yourself in your setting up basically. You will need to set up a few things before we get started using Motion. Here you will need to connect your calendars to Motion if you wish. This could help you quite a lot if you want to manage already existing plans in your calendar. So you can just go ahead, connect your calendars from here. I'm just going to skip this step, and then we will set weekly working hours. I'm just going to go ahead and continue with this. I don't think this is going to be necessary for this video. And then we have reoccurring tasks here. So which reoccurring tasks would you like to schedule to your calendar? We have some of these things here. So I'm just going to check emails, for example. Or actually, I'm just going to skip again. Again, this is just the signing up process. It's only going to happen once when you actually sign up for Motion, but then afterwards it's going to be different. So I will show you exactly how to work on tasks. So this step is actually very important. It's not, if you skip this, it doesn't really matter. Again, you can just do it from within, but they actually give you the option to set up some of the tasks that you may want to work on this week. So we can just go ahead and add some tasks that I can just think of. So water the plants, add, and there's due dates and more stuff here. I'm not going to go into more detail about the setting up process, but I'm just going to go ahead, add more stuff here, and just click on next. Okay, so more setting up stuff. So, actually, I believe I'm going to just skip this entire setting up thing because it's going to be more personalized with you and your company. So it's going to be different from one person to another. I'll meet you in the dashboard. So try to just answer these questions as best as you can. And if you want to add tasks beforehand, like the step before, you can just also do so. But we can do it from within the actual platform. Okay, so now that we are actually in Motion, we have some views here that we can actually talk about. We have the calendar view, which is going to be very handy when it comes to task management, especially if you want to see everything from the top view, where you can just see the dates and more stuff about the actual tasks, as well as we can actually create tasks from within this page right away. So we can just go ahead, select a spot from within the calendar. For example, right over here from 9 a.m. And then Monday. So we can just go ahead and drag it and drop it wherever we want. So for example, the task is going to be 1 hour long. So we can just drag it to 10 a.m. Or maybe it's 2 hours long. So I'm just going to drag it down to 9 to 11 a.m. So you can just drag and drop. And now you can just go ahead and set up a few things. We can set up the actual task name. So we can just go ahead, set it up. So let's just do write a script, for example, and click on create. And now we have the task created. Now the thing is, we can actually set up more stuff about the actual task. But for the time being, what you really need to know is that this task does not have a specific project. It's going to be just a normal task that is not related to any project because we have just created it out of nothing here. We will talk about projects and how you can create tasks that are specific for certain projects in a sec. But now that we have created this task, we can just click on it. And now we can just go ahead and change a few things. So here, let me just do full screen so we can see the entire thing. So here we have the actual name of the task. Here you would want to obviously set a very short summary of the task and what needs to be done. This way your team members are not going to be confused in what they need to do within the actual task. In the description, you would want to add the things that people would need to know before they actually start working on the task. Maybe some side notes on, just for example, writing a script, so they need to take some. I have no idea what I'm trying to say here, but just give them some instructions on what they need to do when they're actually working on the task. You can go ahead, feel free to customize your text to your liking. For example, just add a description, and then we can just make this entire thing bold. And we can also add some links and give this, for example, a link if you want to. So you can just make it clickable if you want. This is going to just help your team members understand better what they need to be doing. Here we have some comments, so people can just leave comments, maybe, updating the status of the actual task and so on. Now on here we have my tasks. So this is because it's not related to a project, so it's just going to be my tasks and then no project, as you can see. Here we have the assignee. The assignee is going to be a very important one. This is how you can assign it to a specific person so that everyone knows that this task is going to be or this person is going to actually work on this task. This needs to be set so people are clear on who needs to work on what. Then we have the status. For the status, you can have or set it up to be so it's backlog, so it's not even like there yet. And then we have the to do, which is on the list, but still nobody is going to be doing it. And then we have in progress, locked, completed, and canceled. Now those are going to be you will need to choose them accordingly, obviously. Then we have priority, where you can just go ahead and set up the priority, whether it's going to be very low, medium, high, or ASAP. Then we have the duration of the actual task. We have the start date, and we have deadlines as well. So if you want to set up a due date, we can actually just set it up that way, and we can even set a hard deadline. Labels is going to be a completely different thing that you may want to discuss more about with your team members. Now, this is going to be how to create, let me just save it. This is if you just want to go ahead and create a task from the actual calendar itself. Now, let's say, for example, you want to actually create projects, and from within the actual projects, you want to create tasks. Go to projects tab, and then here you will need to create your first workspace. So I'm just going to do YouTube channel, for example, and click on next. And then here you will need to go ahead and click on next again. For some reason that did not register. There you go. So now within the actual workspace, you would want to set up multiple projects depending on exactly what you want to work on. So I'm just going to be adding script writing. For example, I'm not really good at examples, but I'm just going to be using that. And this one is going to ask you to create 3 tasks at least. So write introduction, write body of text, and outro, or whatever it may be. And then we just click on next. Obviously, you will be able to add more, but this is going to be your main hub when it comes to tasks management, because in the actual projects view is going to be much easier to manage your tasks. Here you have your actual private task. You may want to minimize this. We have the YouTube channel. If we just click on that, it's going to be even easier for us. And then we have the project one, which is script writing, and we have all the actual tasks that are related to this project. We can just go ahead, do more stuff here. You can see we have the deadline. We can set it up to be any specific date. The status, for example, this is in progress. This is going to be blocked, and this is completed, for example. So it's going to actually separate and create columns for each one here. The completed one is also going to go to a different side of things. So you can just click on show completed. It's going to show you the completed tasks if you want. I'm just going to hide this for the time being and move on. So we can just go ahead and also set up the priority and it's exactly the same stuff that we talked about previously. Here we can just click on it and even see more stuff in more detail if you want. Now, if you want to create a new task, we just find the actual thing. So for example, within the actual script writing, we can just go ahead and we would want to create a task. So we can just go ahead and add task, and we can just move it up if you want to. Now, I need to also mention one more thing, that this button right here on the show columns is going to actually show you a list of all the things that are going to show up in here. So we can here see deadline, status, created by, and schedule, and more stuff here as well. So this is pretty much what we need to do, is just, create your project, go ahead, add tasks, all you really need, all you want. So we can just add one more. Create this one, and then we can just go ahead and create another project, for example, and just keep doing that until you're satisfied and you have your task management. It's very easy and simple to use. It's just going to be mostly within the actual projects view. The calendar view is also going to show you all the tasks on the right side after you're done setting them up from the project, which is a great thing to do. So you can see the one more task that we have just created, write introduction, write body of text, and so on. And you can go from the actual calendar view, not only see them from here and on the right side, but we can actually just check them as complete once we are done with them. For example, the write introduction, we are done with this. Click on the check icon, you can see it's from the completed, and same goes for the rest of them. And this is pretty much how to use Motion for task management in a nutshell, and this is pretty much what you need to know to actually get started. So hopefully this video was helpful to you and you have liked this video, and thanks for watching.